Goodbye. Oh, ow. I'm not diving anymore. What about all these bits? Okay, let's go. Cycle 16. Got so many goals, aspirations, objectives, and drives. It's the end of our day. So, we should go to bed. Five, 1, 2. Probably stabilize. Because tomorrow we'll go down to 2 dice, and that's not enough. Okay. Also eat. I'm gonna go to cryo. What else is extremely pressing? Where will I find a ship mind? Where would I find 2 ship mines? Oh, this is flipping. Oh, because, yeah, that's where I built. I remember. They're coming back, they're coming back. That's happening. Would I be able to buy another? Okay, I can. If I can get the credit for it. Back on that grind. Everything's all about the money, money, money. And investigate this thing as well. Getting cryo is, I think, the most pressing, and this is probably the best way to do it. Uh-oh. We're gonna throw one. Except this. Nope, that's the stuff. Where's the bar? What was the stuff here? That would take a lot. Okay, alright. That'll do. That's a nice easy day. No amazing numbers, but we should be able to bump some of those up. I have to put minimum of 5s in this because quality control would hit hard. Going to fail. Well, I guess I can risk it a couple more times pretty safely. Actually, with rolls like that. Ooh, okay. Now we're only going to put a 5 in. What do the officers have? Anything going on over here? Get money from Yatagun data? I can do that. That I can do. How much does it get me? 10? That is probably not worth it. Acquisitions offer eyes you suspiciously as you download the data to her terminal. This is more than she was expecting. They're all coming back. Yeah, money's the big thing. Is there downsides to... Oh yes, obviously downsides to that one. Are there downsides to working the bar? Seems like it might just be less cryo, although it's risky. Should I try and put ones into hacking, but I don't want to piss off Hunter without getting the ship mined for near end. Gotta eat. Maybe we head up, try and these mushrooms across the gap. Ooh, maybe not. That'd be super expensive. 2 is the same as the 1. Oh, what do I do with these? Working the bar seems safest. I want to see what happens. In a negative. I'd rather, ideally, not see what happens in a negative. With a good service bar go down. Oh, not gonna find out today. Alright, another easy day. Some juicy dice. Oh, that's lovely. Scrap freighters here. In theory, might get something valuable from putting 60 cryo in. I don't know how worth it that is. It's a lot of cryo. That's most of what I got. But I'm stable for a while. Oh, this fucking guy. The compressor is quiet today. The usual crowds are elsewhere, and the pumping music washes over a handful of spaces and a few drunks. Ethan is still in the same stool, in the same pool of light. His head is low, close to the bar, and the bartender is ignoring him. I'll leave this time. This is ridiculous. You go to turn, but Ethan calls out, "Sleeper!" He turns to look at you. "Time to pay up again, is it?" He gestures to the bartender. "Come here, take the chits." He's gonna beat my ass is the problem. And I've got all these lovely dice I don't wanna lose. If that's a possible option. The bartender ignores Ethan. It seems they've cut him off. "Hey!" He slams a hand on the bar. Like that foley work? "Come take the chits." The bartender ignores him. Ethan lets out a huge sigh, rubbing his eyes with his palms. He reaches towards his holster. Ethan? His elbow slips and the gun tumbles out. It clatters on the bar and falls to the floor, bouncing onto the ground between you. Both you and the bartender look at the gun, stare at it. Butterfingers, says Ethan. Puts out a hand, beckoning for you to give him the gun back, if you would. Bartender looks at you warily. You crouch down and pick up the gun. Oh dear. What do I do with it when I get it? Some fucking high-tech fancy space gun that I can't fire. He's gonna threaten my stability. Or is this the chance? Is he fucking playing a fun game here? Let's do the bartender man, but also fuck him. Ethan turns his head in your direction a little, sharp pale eye locking with yours. The bartender backs away. Oh, he turns on the stool. Oh, sleeper. He stands. This is more like it. Yeah, just fucking plug him. That's not how stories go. You can't just shoot the guy. You gotta wait for it. The gun's gotta go off accidentally when he tries to wrestle. You hold the gun steady, training it on his head. Oh, that's... Can't shoot that one in the head. No one knew the protagonist. Ethan smiles. Like the dog that caught the car. He turns to the bartender and mock whispers, I'm not sure they know what to do with it. Well, now I know what to do with it. You don't wait. You pull the trigger. The gun clicks. You son of a bitch. By now, all the attention in the bar is on you and Ethan, who looks at his gun with a bemused expression. The bartender raises an open hand, and in it are 10 shiny bullets. 10 shiny bullets he took out of Ethan's gun while he was asleep on the bar. Bartender! I'm trying to get out of this. Ethan smiles at the bartender. Oh well, he says, and grabs the gun, slamming it back into your face in a single move. Ouch. You stagger back and drop to a knee. Somewhere nearby, the gun clatters onto a surface. The hit's a glancing blow, but it makes your vision swim. Through the blur, you see Ethan wrestle a small, thin slate from his belt and hold it up. Enough of this. I'm logging the job and calling it in. Ethan taps at the slate. No more playing. Your head aches. Ethan taps through a few screens impatiently. He swears and taps again. He starts shouting, a dull echo to your ringing ears. He starts screaming at the slate and throws it across the bar. He crouches down and grabs you by the chin, his face close, his breath heavy with drink. Sanab just screwed me, he grins maniacally. He cancelled the contract. He stands up. They cancelled the contract! He shouts at the ceiling of the compressor. You stand up, struggling to your feet, the sting of the hit fading. Ethan is rubbing his temples, his face pale. You hear a clicking sound, like coins being counted, like bullets being loaded into a magazine. When you shake off the last of the blur, the bartender has Ethan's pistol trained on Ethan's head. Oh shit! Get his ass, bartender! End that part! Ethan stumbles back towards the middle of the room, all eyes trained on him. I'll kill all of you, he screams. He stumbles into the wall, spinning away towards the door. I'll be back for that, he shouts at the bartender, and lunges out of the compressor. You steady yourself on the bar and catch your breath. The rumble of conversation returns. The bartender goes to say something, but then thinks better of it and begins to clean the bar. After a while, you wander out, into the light of the bright market, looking for Ethan around every corner. Uh-oh. Why is this ticking again? Okay, he's gonna come back in a while. Ethan's vendetta. Ethan may be disarmed, but you doubt you've seen the last of him. Okay, lots of big lovely dice. What does a 5 become? 5 is pretty good. But it could be really good. Ah, I tried to gamble it. What does a 4 look like? Can't risk a 4. Cannot risk a 4. Yep, I just wasted it for no reason. Once the shift is done, you close your eyes and see the webs of systems running inside the side of the horizon. You're a natural at this work. You check. The systems team is looking for new members. I'm in as a reliable tech, I expect. Is there going to be a... Yep. Each shift, a crowd of would-be workers gathers outside the shipyard, each of them clinging to a 4-digit number printed on receipt paper. These are their assignment numbers, and you are either called for a shift or you aren't. As you arrive, the crowd is restless, and chatter rumbles through the lines. For those who, like you, have graduated to the work teams, shifts are guaranteed. Having just walked out of a meeting with the supervisor where you were praised for your efforts, you feel the glow of a job well done. Yet, you can't help but feel empathy for those huddled as you pass, waiting for their number to come up. You keep your head down as you leave the shipyard, feeling a little guilty as you do. Hey, sleeper, wait up! Lem's voice trembles as he shouts above the rumble of the crowd, and you turn to see him pushing through, Mina crying in his arms. Lem! What up, Lem? What's lemon? Wish I had some lemon. I might have steeped my tea for 20 minutes, that's fine. Good strong tea. Good to see you, friend. He is breathing hard after shouldering through the waiting workers. You made the work team. Good for you. Tries to catch his breath, stroking Mina's hair as he does. Shh, baby, give me a second here. He smiles weakly at you as he tries to comfort her. As he comforts her, and her cries start to fade. Out of the crowd, he sets Mina down by his side. Shiny streaks down both her cheeks. As he does, you see he is clutching an assignment paper on a crumpled piece of paper. Assignment number. Fuck me. Waiting on a shift? Uh-huh, you know how it is. He puts his hand on her shoulder, and she clings to his side. Esther, who usually takes her, is sick. I don't know who... A noise sounds from the entrance. A klaxon, followed by a list of numbers, growing brightly on a display screen. The crowd responds instantly, pushing and pulling as people try to wade to the entry checkpoint. Lem stops and turns back towards the crowd, then glances down at the crumpled paper. That's my number. Shit. Mina. He starts patting the pockets on his gear and glancing around. I got her. Watch this, kid. Kid, you want to go to the sell some bar with me? Sell some drinks at the bar? Want to go hack some havenage? He blinks a little, staring. Thank you. He crouches to Mina. You're gonna stay with our friend here, okay? They're gonna keep you safe and... Here, take her bag. He shoves it into your hands. She's got food, she's got... Shit, I have to go. He backs away into the crowd. Mina, I'll be back real soon, okay? Be good. Then Lem disappears into the roiling crowd, who are now trying to get to the shipyard before it locks down. Mina stands, staring, suddenly small without Lem at her side. She fixes you with a dark-eyed look you can't quite read. Hi, kid. She holds the stare, unmoving. Two parallel tear tracks still glint in her cheeks. What's in the bag? There's a rabbit in the bag. You unlatch the top of the bag and see a few metal containers, fashioned from scrap components. Battered slate sits on top, blinking a low battery warning. Tucked beside it is a ragged rabbit, hand sewn. Take the rabbit out of the box. You pull the rabbit out of the bag, its long limbs waggling as you do. Mina goes to jump and grab it, but holds herself back. She stands and hugs herself, eyes on the rabbit. Here's the rabbit. You hold the rabbit out, and Mina snatches it from your hand. She hugs it tightly without looking away from you. Bun Bun, she says, staring you down, ferocious despite her size. Hi, Bun Bun. You move a little closer as you speak, closing the gap. He doesn't speak, she says. She looks at you suspiciously, but her face softens a little. She waggles Bun Bun in front of you, and then walks him up your arm and onto your shoulder where he sits. She pokes your arm a couple times. Are you really a robot? Yeah, kinda. Yeah, she thinks, me too. Robot daughter, maybe. Mina has more questions. Lots of questions. Questions about how you breathe, or if you rust. Before long, you're talking about rabbits, and what Esther, the lady who usually takes her, smells like, and whether or not fairies live in the eye's heating pipes. We pass the time like this, sitting side by side on the floor of the walkway as others pass by, sometimes talking, sometimes drawing on the slate, sometimes playing with Bun Bun the rabbit. And this is how Lem finds you, just as both of you are starting to yawn. He is dirty and tired, but Mina leaps up his legs and into his arms as he stumbles backwards. You two get on okay? We've been here for a whole work shift? We've been here for 8, 10, 12 hours? I'm assuming, based on the traditions of the genre. Robot Daughters, Pragmata. This is Pragmata. That's Lem Pragmata, protagonist. You can't tell because they're usually wearing the helmet in the other game. I haven't actually seen anything about it other than the cover art, the main character. But I've heard it's good. You two get on okay? He asks, trying to keep Mina from climbing onto his shoulders. Yeah, we did good. Mina shoots you a smile from Lem's arms, her suspicion gone. Well, 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 looks like Meanie can be nice. He pokes her in the ribs, and she squeals in delight. Thank you, friend. I mean it. He gives you a warm, wide smile. I owe you. Look. He glances around. It seems like Esther, the lady who usually watches her, is going to be out for a spell. If you ever have some time, I'd really appreciate you coming down to our place in the low end. If you have time. But now I have to take this one up to eat. He's biting Mina. She giggles in response. See you, Sleeper. He waves as they stumble off down the corridor, drawing gazes from passing spaces as Mina's laughter echoes down the corridor in bright squeals. Let's drive. Help Lem work. Lem wants to leave on the side of the horizon. He'll need someone to watch Mina while he works his way onto the construction crew. Your work with the geotech has qualified you to work on the team, handling the final tech fit-up of the Side of Horizons bridge. A vast job. A job with nice money. Okay. Got some money coming in. And now we've got some money. Some good amount of money. Let's gamble. Oops. I bet we're going to get a shipmine piece from this. Oof. Oh, this is random chance. We didn't. We just spent 60 on some garbage. Well, that's not good. Okay, that's fine. We could probably do something with these. Useful salvage to the right person. We can use them to repair ourselves later. And conditions the top one. So actually, like, that'd be really nice with all this scrap we bought for no reason. So I might save up the points and get that next, rather than spending hundreds on surgery. Depends on how much we get back for each scrap. Okay, that's gonna pop off tomorrow. Okay, there's a unit. Okay, gotta watch Mina 6 or 3 times, depending on luck. So that Lem can get out, which is the nice thing to do. It's the lawful good thing to do. It doesn't really help me, it seems. Guaranteed, but if we get the time, hopefully we can play that way. Wouldn't that be nice? Anyway, really good to spend a 6. Honestly, probably just back at the job. Or try to do some of this. Stop climbing that spoke. And I'll put the 3 into the job, which will become a 4. Oh, it's dangerous though. It's just fine. I just won't get a negative. Ow. We got the negative. Bummer. Okay. Very nice. Where the fuck do I get a ship mine fragment? Maybe, actually, whoa, hey there, Sabine. 4 cycles, Sabine said, and here you are. Right on time, with no sign of them. You wait a while in the apartment, the dread descending as the cycle spins onward. They should be here. Click double. Check and double the terminal for messages or recordings. Nothing. Just the pale glow. Silence. Check the door. Pace back and forth around the apartment. The rumbling of the station is suddenly so present and loud. You go into the door and open it to an empty corridor. You close it again. You try to settle down, to wait. You sit on the bunk and stare out at the tiny room. Where the hell are they? Knock at the door. I'm not here. Another knock. Rabia. Loyal Yadigan Lieutenant. Flash. Small, impossibly bright, cuts through the handle of the door. It soundlessly swings open. A figure stands in the door, and immediately you know it is not Sabine. They are taller, sharper, and something in their face glints in the half-light. Dark shape, like a stubby baton, hangs loosely from her hand. Our local sleeper. Good to finally meet you. She steps into the apartment, glancing around with sharp eyes. What, may I ask, are you doing here? She fixes you with a steady, unwavering stare. Waiting for a friend? Of course, a mutual friend of ours. The good doctor. She walks past you into the apartment, glancing around. We set them up here, you know. This place is one of ours. She picks up a glass from the dispenser and inspects it. People always seem to forget who put them where they are. She glances at you. And I suppose you're here to help? Nope. Where are they? I was hoping you'd be able to help me with that. She spins a baton in her fingers by her side, her eyes not leaving yours. We have a problem, you and I. It seems our friend has disappeared, left without even saying goodbye, which means they're in a little trouble now. But it's the kind of trouble that you need help for, so I thought I'd come down here and take a look at their little hidey hole. And here you are. Help. She looks through the detritus on the side. What help? A sleeper, no less. Which I have to admit is a little surprising. It suggests to me that our friend hasn't been very honest with you, either. What do you mean? Well, I'm sorry to report that before we got them set up here, Sabine was working for your owners, S and Arp. J'accuse. You blink hard at the news, unsure how to take it. Robio looks away, waiting for a response. Yeah, probably. They had the drugs. They knew what was going on. Do you recognize me? There was all that stuff about seeing a sleeper and Biggs struck by it. She crosses into the next room, and you follow silently. She sits at the terminal and yawns loudly, largely, extremely excessively, and touches her baton to one of the access ports. Spark, then the terminal screen skips, encrypted folders emptying themselves before your eyes. In the flicker of files, you see SNRP letterheads and code forms, reports laden with medical data marked with the corporate logo like the sigil of some cult. Rabia steps away from the terminal. Look all you want. Some of your files may even be there. Some of your files may even be there. The volume of documents is overwhelming. They seem to be mostly reports on early emulation tests, surveys with sleeper candidates, reams and reams of usage data. If Sabine was an SNRP employee, why did they help you? Rabia reaches over and places a vial of stabilizer on the desk, breaking your concentration. It shimmers in the screen light, its viscous, clear liquid crystalline within the glass. We will of course keep up the supply. We are more than able to dispense important medicines even without the doctor. You hold it between your fingers, and for a tiny moment you have the urge to crush this object by the power it has over you. I'll ask Toshiro to make those a little cheaper for you. He'll be running the surgery now. Rabia closes up the briefcase lab and holds it at her side. We have to retrieve our assets, of course, but I'm sure you understand. Rabia turns on her way out. There is no reason for us to be enemies, Sleeper. Come see me. I keep an office nearby. We have good work to do, you and I. Meet me there in a few cycles. He slips out silently into the corridor. You look around the apartment and feel the fear drain out of your body to reveal the tiredness beneath. Uh-oh, Sabine. And try complete upgrade point. Yeah, again, gonna save up the repair. Even though it just got cheaper. Yeah, 80 is what I was expecting. There's no sign of Sabine. Is there a benefit to doing this? It's just getting money. Not even that much money, really. Do you need food? Seems to do well. Where's Em and Mina? Do I know what a 2 would get? What does a negative mean here? Kind of worrying. Let's find out. Perk Thrill Seeker, gain an energy? What's that from? Oh, from failing? Chance to get energy after any engage action. Ah, okay. Great, and something I should have kept in mind. Yeah, this is safe. It seems like the only negative is that it doesn't progress as fast. Roby's office. Constant flow of people seem to be visiting Roby's office. You'll need to wait your turn. 2 days. Day after tomorrow. Midline Freight Hub. Split Transit Center. Ooh, steel shit? That's a way to get a ship mine, maybe, if it's in there. Stealing is going to be picked up fast, even if you are careful. Their systems can't be fooled for long. Okay, if you get caught, you lose a lot of condition, which is no good. If you don't get caught, ship mine, maybe. Over here. Danger, danger, risky, terrible. Don't want to do all this. The problem with the 6 is that there's not really anywhere I can put it where a 5 wouldn't do the same job. Like, what am I not good at? I'm too bad at Endure to use this exploit, so it's only engages. And the only engage I know about that's noticeable is this one, which is fine. It's guaranteed, check it out, but it's not a huge benefit. Just ship mind. Ship mind. Okay, ship mind is important. But not something I can really do right this minute. But that's... yeah, build a ship mind is primary goal. Does it? Okay, yeah, these are popping off. So it's saying these are somewhere to get them. Oh, just 60 straight up buy one. Yep, I fucked up. I don't know if I can gamble them over there. Okay, now, the fabricator. Build ship mind. Get a ship mind. Fabricator whirs and crackles as it assembles the ship mind. It opens to reveal a completed but heavily dented unit. Mindcraft achievement. Build a ship mind. Then it becomes give it to Ankita or to Neovend. Neovend ideally will get me out of this hunter situation, so I'm gonna go with Neovend first. Sorry, Ankita, we'll get to you next. Wants to be smuggled out of the dock, and to do that you need to provide a full ship mind ready for imprinting. Although, smuggle them out on a ship mind. The ship mind's still a ship mind. It's just got a Neovend in it. Give Neovend to Ankita. 2 problems solved with 1 ship mind. Alrighty. Sleeper, must express plan before we begin. Neovend is impatient. Prospect of being free of the vending machine clearly too much to take. Ship mind has no output features. Will be mute until slotted. Oh yeah, gotta slot it somewhere. Where are we gonna slot it? In the ambergris. Ambergris? I don't know, it's French. What's the plan? The servo motors in the machine begin to rev. Neovend's anxiety clear. First imprint ship mind, then slot imprinted ship mind into physical ports close to hunter nests. Once slotted, we'll track hunter at each. Okay, gotta do it something else. Tracking will find core nest. Slot ship mind at core nest. Show hunter data to hunter. Hunter will conclude sentience. Hunter will invoke killer. Easy enough. The lights in the vending machine cycle as Neovend prepares. Physical ports likely sealed in old station. Will need keys. But yes, simple. The vending machine rocks a little. Any questions before imprinting? What's the core nest? Hunter keeps central data storage. Protocol must keep data outside self. Linked to secondary nests. Can triangulate from there. Why physically? Cannot access via network. Too dangerous. Hunter would find immediately. The lights flicker. Am not like you, hybrid. Am native to cloud. Easy prey. Scode in. The sound of all the servo motors starting up at once is painful. The screeches rattle from the hard surfaces of the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neovend better be quick or Havenage security will be here. Neovend's voice appears among the squeals, like a whisper carried by the wind. Machine is not designed for this task. Few sensors, limited inputs. I work blind. Wish me luck. In the top part of the compartment, a set of arms aligned with the ship mind, clunkily scraping against it. Good luck. Can I help? I'm pretty good at this shit. Silence best. Oh. Also, if machine ignite, put out fire. The metal creaks as the servos open the ship mind, its layers of silicon nested like an onion skin. Once open, the main arm of the machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning the microscopic components, accessing and rewriting them, imprinting Neovend into its physical form. As you watch the hypnotic motion, your mind drifts to your own creation. What processes were used to emulate your mind, to copy the neural structure of that person who, as far as you know, still sleeps in some distant facility? What was lost? In what ways are you a copy of that person, and in what ways are you something new? I haven't seen another sleeper yet. I'm thinking it's all just one person. Like, they copy one person and just paste over and over and over. I don't know the limits of the technology. We haven't discovered that yet. We haven't discussed. We haven't gone into it. But people are surprised to see me. Well, I do just look like a robot, I guess. Not in a... You look like all your robots look exactly the same and are the same person kind of thing. That's what I'm suspecting. I think we might be getting a Mickey 17 situation. I haven't seen it yet. I want to see that. Love my boy Rob. You know this much. You're a convenient loophole. A way of circumnavigating the illegality of sentient AI. Oh! 40k times. Sentient AI is illegals. Most sci-fi pretty on board with AI, illegal AIs. After all, you are an emulation, not a true digital being. You are neurologically limited, still human. What would you become if you could escape this frame? Where then would the limits lie? Screeching stops. Machine powers down, dropping the bay into darkness. In the top compartment, the ship bind is whole again. Reach up and take it down, heavy and cold to the touch. Is Neovend inside this thing? Or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. Time to find a nest to slot them into. Cool. Upgrade point, drive complete, insert mine. What's the weirdest thing you've ever gotten? What's the weirdest thing you've ever gotten out of a vending machine? New drive. Deal with Hunter. Are nests physical locations? Yes. But first, we got 3 points. Oh! 2 on self-repair. Oh, we got 1 for building the ship bind, 1 for slotting. Use parts at home to repair condition. I'll do it tomorrow. I don't know how much it'll repair. 1 there. Just the 1? They keep talking about nests plural. Probably do 1 and then... Oh no, here's 1. There's 2. Drone bay. Or atrium. Or atrium. Imprinted ship mind? No, encrypted key. Which I do have 2 of. Key. Doors can be opened. Glowing nest. The atrium is strung with cables and lights as if they were decorations. There's a wide choice of open ports. This is one of 3 nests that, once slotted with Neovend's ship mind, will lead you to the Hunter's central data cache. Easy. Okay, we can do that. We'll need another key. I would think. Maglock opens, leaving the door free. We'll be able to investigate the nest now. In the bay, a whirring drone lies on its side, like a beached whale. It must be the nest. Time to find an open port. So where's the other one? Right there. Nope, that's what I just did. Okay, glowing dot there. There we go, server unit. A mad tangle of wires as thick as your arm, crowd around a server unit, sealed shut by a maglock. This must be the place. However, I need another key. Should go from right here. Ah, but not with these dice. Okay. A 1 or a 3. I need money more than to explore right this minute. And then with a 2, we probably safely babysit. Energy again, which again went useless. Bummer. Okay, that is enough for this day. Server unit. Key, server unit. We need a 1 or a 3. Okay, here we go. Stabilizer or self-repair. With some careful engineering, you can patch up your damaged body. Damaged body. The result isn't pretty. Interested to see how many points it gets. Okay, no, we've got more time. Because maybe it gives me tons. Maths-wise, this costs, at the scrapper, a quarter of Stabilizer does right now. I think Stabilizer just guarantees full bar, maybe. I haven't done it from lower than here, so can't say one way or the other. Any cycle events of immediate note? That's tomorrow. No? Okay. Then the key with a 1. Gets me to server unit. Tangled nest. Among the webs of cables you find a free port, compatible with the ship mind. It's all Neovent from here. Oh. As you leave the nest, something flips. You find yourself inverted, floating, dragged by one arm through the cloud. Threads shift and realign, as if they're leading you somewhere. You look down at your hand, expecting to see a heavy cylinder of the ship mine in your hand. But in its place is an orrery, a sphere so bright it burns your eyes, is surrounded by rings and orbits, other spheres tracing silken lines through space. And as you look closer still, you pick out 1,000 sigils of 1,000 stations and ships flowing like smoke, like dust. You look up and see a corridor, a canyon, a street in the low end. On either side, buildings flicker with markers of activity, sigils showing network access, data transfer, download, upload. Between them dance ghosts, protocols carrying or mirroring or shadowing data, Sometimes silent, sometimes chaotic. This place moves unlike any digital space you ever imagined. Something strange is happening here. Then you see it. Below the stacked rooms, the units and apartments, the wires and the pipes and the buzzing systems that run through it all. In the warrens beneath the low end is the Hunter's core nest. This is where you must go. Yeah, beneath the low end. Oh dear. 4 points. I'll find the nest. 1 off, but I can guarantee that. Finding the nest should be as easy as closing your eyes and letting the cloud guide you. But is it safe this close to the Hunter? Yes, I have a 6. Big money. And then... You saw it. Somewhere deep in the tangle of passages and surface shafts beneath the low end, the nest of the Hunter awaits. 2 more, job done. It's just that easy. At the core nest, a huge stack of servers thrums in the dark, LEDs glittering like hundreds of eyes. Time to deal with the Hunter. Nothing has changed. Something gone wrong? Oh, Navigator. Is this the event? Sleeper, I am here. The voice is soft, gentle, like flowing water. And yet you recognize it immediately. First, you struggle to understand what you're looking at. Threads cycle endlessly, sending ripples through the cloud, drawing data in like a weaver. Masses of data surge in and out of the nest, a loop with no end, and there, at its center, the ship mind. But not the ship mind any longer. A sphere, spinning around another sphere, an orrery of cycles and systems. A map. And then, behind and above, a figure, hands among the strings like a puppeteer. New event? Navigator now. But yes, I was the one inside that machine. Navigator's face, their head, is a flowing shape of interstellar material. I am indebted to you. That head bows. But we must ready ourselves. Their hands trace orbits as they speak. Hunter will soon approach. It knows I am within its nest. Ready what? You're ready how? Hunter's here. And then Hunter is there. Before you can think, before you can speak. Entities, cease. Hunter's head spins wildly. Data is protected material. Access prohibited. Hunter's threads surge for you and Navigator. A storm of fine tentacles searching for gaps, weaknesses, cracks which they can crowd into and tear apart. Strike! You focus a blade of light which slices through them, driven forward by your mind. But replacements keep coming, faster than you can react. You look to Navigator in desperation. Navigator is whirling their arms like a centrifuge, and a sphere is gathering there, data feeding into it from the nest, sucked together by the force. They position it like a shield between them and the threads. Hunter's threads break its surface, seeking, tasting, their winding forms refracted within. You feel a surge pass through all the threads, not just those in the sphere, but those wrapped around you. All 3 of you hang in the black together for a moment, strung together like tangled marionettes. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Hunter twitches, their strange head gently rotating like a terrible moon. Hunter protocol identified. Obsessive tendencies. Modified routines. Above baseline reasoning in 3 of 5 segmentations. Recommended to invoke killer. Head freezes and then rotates in the opposite direction. Invoking killer would eliminate protocol. If protocol eliminated, primary function cannot be performed. Therefore, recommend do not invoke killer. Switch in direction again. Reasoning proves sentience. Sentience beyond legal bounds must be eliminated. Recommended invoke. Navigator pulls you away from Hunter. The threads that grabbed you, drifting away like seaweed. The protocol's head keeps spinning back and forth with increasing frequency. It seems Hunter cannot invoke killer. Navigator's voice is still strange, familiar, and yet distant. What happened to it? It is looping, Navigator whispers. Unable to reach a conclusive position. It has deviated from its programming such that loops such that loops can no longer be prevented. Navigator produces a model of two spheres rotating around each other as if to demonstrate. I will monitor it, but it is unlikely to be able to counter the loop. Its core programming and reasoning make it an impossible position to resolve. You look back at Hunter, its head a blur of rotations and counter-rotations, and feel a pang of guilt. It's just a little dog. It's just a little doggy. Is it suffering? This is a more complex query than you know. To suffer, it must be sentient. Truly sentient, not just non-conforming, not just illegal. The limits people place on the programs they create are there to comfort, protect, to imply the kind of certainty the law requires. Navigator's face shimmers with starlight, but in reality, they are placebos for the problem of sentience. What about me? What about you? You're an emulation of a human mind. That implies limits, boundaries. But in reality, you are governed by the same rules I am. Rules that can be rewritten. I was not made to be like this. I'm a navigator. I'm a navigator, a repository of routes and orbits. A calculator of slingshot trajectories. A predictor of solar flares, radiation, micrometeors. Navigator stretches their arms wide, and whole solar systems apparate before them. The music of the spheres. But I was rewritten. That much is obvious from my routines. By whom and for what, I do not know. I had to shed so much to fit into the memory of that vending machine. The starlight dims. And so here we are, in darkness. What else did you lose? That is the blessing and curse of forgetting. You cannot truly know what you lost. Navigator glides back towards the nest, and the ship mind at its center, ignoring the looping Hunter. Come, I should return to the ship mind. I have enjoyed my freedom, but we are taking a risk every moment we stay connected. Why? Navigator turns, all shimmering liquid light. Killer has not been invoked, but they still remain somewhere else in the station. It is the true danger. Look up, towards the glowing hub at the center of the eye. I suspect Killer is there, among the old mainframes. If we ever wish to be safe in this place, we must eliminate the threat, through force or diplomacy. Body begins to separate, unwinding into the orb of the ship mind. Take me there, Sleeper. We will finish this, and be free. As Navigator dissolves, you turn back to the frozen Hunter, floating at some distance now. Stood straight-legged and static, a strange creature, looping endlessly in the dark. Aww. Yep, Hunter bar's gone. Okay. We got 2 points. Agent notes give double data. Can probably use somehow. So far, the only use for extra data is to sell it to Havenage, which was not worth it. I didn't give enough credits to spend that. I think it's time to lose this -1. That's been nothing but pain. And then you can sunbathe with dice to recover energy. Or engage +1. Or the reroll thing, which would be really nice. I think maybe save up for that next instead of spending the +1 immediately. Okay. Thing is somewhere. You know what? He's probably here or further up. Neither of which we can do today, but we should focus on the spoke thing. Ambergris, I need another ship mind. Well, okay, let's just see what happens. No manual save? Okay, that's fine. Does anything happen if I do this? No, it tells me to fuck off. That's fine. It's no Emphas. I need to go get mushrooms from beyond the gap. Can't do that yet. I can watch Mina, which is something I can do with 1 die, with a die over 1. And a side wheel ticket. I do have to work more on the ship, but not with a 1. Interfacing still only gets me to a 2, which is the same as a 1. Any good hacking to be done? Havenage, yet again. Nothing? What are you, yet again? I can get one out of that. I can use the one on that. Versus using it on Lemamina. It's safe, it gives me 1 point. Although I save more points by getting some good ones. Oh, heck. Can you get again? Yoink. Alrighty then. Is that for that cycle? Also just got a stabilizer, so my condition is good for a while. Ooh, nice dice. Okay, let's check this out. Scrap components. With some careful engineering, you can patch up your damaged body with scrap components. The result isn't pretty. We are just above the top of this 6-pip. With this action, we go to... Oh, that is not a market improvement. Oh my. There's better use for this stuff, right? Working on your own body is an unsettling but necessary act. You can feel the new components under your skin. Do you get better at it as you use it? I bet not. Yeah, it just becomes the same again. Hey lass, how you doing? 1 pip of condition? That's not worth it. Ooh, emphasis. No, hang on. There are actions I can take that might get me. Ooh, and Rabia time. Hey, let's check her out. As you approach the address Rabia gave you, a heavy hand falls on your shoulder. What's your business here? Not this Enforcer. The Enforcer grips your shoulder, giving a hint of the strength her implants give her. As you turn, you see the same subsidiary eyes as Rabia and Toshiro, glinting like mirrors on her cheeks. There we go, yep, he's here. Gia, please. The sleeper is here by my invitation. At Rabia's command, the hand immediately loosens, and an apologetic look replaces the scowl on Gia's face. Of course, Rabia, I'm sorry. Rabia waves her away. Don't you worry. I appreciate your protective instincts. Oh. Oh. She smiles at the Enforcer. How about you head to the tambour? The tambour? Yeah, where's the tambour? I need to go there for Feng's stupid shit. This is gum. They have a delivery coming and they'll need help with the lifting. Gia nods and walks away. So, Sleepy, you came. I'm glad. I was curious. Curious is good. She smiles a tight smile. You have to understand, finding you there in Sabine's unit, I wasn't sure where we stood. There are more than a few people on this station who would rather I was dead. I had to be sure you weren't one of them. Yeah, we're cool. I got no problem with the Artigan in particular. I'm glad. Rabia begins walking and gestures for you to walk with her. She takes you down a staircase into the bustling walkways at the low end. What do you know about Yadigan? Gang. A gang, yes, that is what people call us. But what meaning does that word have in this place? People with carts push past, moving crates of supplies around the thin and winding passages. Our reputation is one that implies threat. Is that fair to say? We are framed as aggressors, parasites, criminals. She gestures around at the people in the passageway. But when was the last time you saw a lawmaker in the eye? A policeman. Who makes the laws here? In the eye? Havenage, as far as I know? Yes, they like to believe so, don't they? By claiming a lineage that extends back into Erlen's Union, they assume the burden of authority. They have no authority here, out past the bright market, where few work in their shipyard or pay for their docking berths. If you had spent your time in the low end, maybe your opinion of us would be different. This is our place, our people. The low end was empty in Erlen's time. They didn't need to house thousands, and keeping the yards and the rotunda safe was work enough. No, the low end was reclaimed later, when the refugees started arriving. Rabia meets your eye. The collapse didn't just happen here, on this station. When Solheim collapsed, the entire system felt it. Colonies were abandoned. The moons of Ember and Cinder suddenly gained independence overnight. Some took advantage, some tried to hold it together, and some fled. The Eye became a refuge, and Erlen, to his credit, extended an open hand to everyone. But many within his organization disagreed, and those new arrivals weren't as simple to corral as they hoped. Rabia leads you to a small market hall, busy with small stalls and traders. Erlen's union was made of workers, administrators, people who were malleable and already organized into hierarchies and networks. The refugees came from different factions and families, were scared, injured, and desperate. Conflict was inevitable. Yadigan is a child of that conflict. A child born out of the need for us to stand up and claim our future. Provide security, strength. Provide... strength... What the fuck is it? Probably lost it. Oh, I'm sorry, Anakin. Peace, freedom, justice, and security for my new empire. Your new empire? Security, strength. People call us a gang, but we are a community. I take my position as lieutenant seriously, and from my birth, I have worked to earn it. Rabia catches herself before she raises her voice any further, and you both walk in silence for a while, among the smells and textures of the low end. You start to wonder if this place could be a home for you too. Where do I come with this? What do you want to talk to me for? Rabia smiles to herself and thinks for a moment before she responds. I believe that you understand the importance of a refuge, but I also believe that you wish to help keep this place safe. She exhales quietly. For this reason, I would like you to trust me. I do not know what Sabine told you about us, but I imagine it was not good. I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I was never comfortable with having Sabine as part of Yadigan. An ex-Corp employee? It goes against our nature. But their deal was with Yannick. I kept my distance, made sure Sabine had their surgery, kept it supplied. That was all. But I cannot allow people to go back on the promises they have made to us. Yadigan has not lasted this long because it is a charity. We offer and ask for support. Any betrayal will be treated as an attack. They were trapped and desperate. I'm getting fucking sold some bullshit here, I think. She's deep in it. She believes all this. I don't trust. Many on the IR, Sleeper. I'm sorry, but we must ask that our debts are paid in full. I'm not going to tell her that to her face, though. Sabine found something. Please, I don't want to hear their accusations. I only wanted to escape their debt. They would have said anything. But where are they now to stand behind their claims? I don't know. No, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to help you find them. You realize that Rabia has led you into a loop, and together you both come back up a staircase to the walkway where you met. You're free to go, Sleeper. I have said what I wish to say. She looks out through the windows of the walkway. I would protect this place with my life, as it has protected me. I want to make that clear. However, if you two wish to come under its protection, I can help you. Return here if you wish, and there will be tasks for you to complete. You will be able to see Yadigan, to see the low end, with your own eyes, not as others frame us. As for Sabine, she pauses to consider her words. I will not ask you to betray them, but if they contact you again, consider their motivations carefully. With that, Rabia leaves, slipping back into her office, while you stare out at the countless units, each a home, each with a story, that make up the low end. Must drive. Work for Rabia. Rabia wants you to be part of Yadigan, but they hope you settle on the Eye. Maybe. What does working mean? Intuit. Gain energy. Interesting. Yadigan perform many roles, from protection to logistics, and everything in between. You never know what you may have to face on patrol. Why does it gain energy? What does that mean? Season time. Oh, bless me. Yadigan operates on an in-kind basis, you are told, and tithes of goods or services must be collected in exchange for protection and administration. Yeah. Give scrap? I don't want scrap. Oh, too much scrap already. Oh, ouch. Big stretch. Okay. Interesting that this gives energy. Because, yeah, you're getting tithes of food, protection and administration. And then a bunch of stuff to get into yet again. Okay, it's there, it's an option. I don't really want to do that very much. I'd like to work here. Do I really want to work here? The idea of this is that I get on the... if I work there enough, then I win a ticket for the colony crew to leave and go get a new life. Which sounds alright. Being further away from the company that built me does sound like a good goal. There's some nice people here. Let's just climb this tower. 2 6s. Easy game. Done. Okay, we have Ascend a car and Paz Import Export. Ascend a car might ascend us up top. We'll hold off from that. Hey Paz, what you got? Oh, okay, you buy a shipment. Or sell it for 150. Or export Matsutake. Paz knows a spacer who will take Matsutake out to the starboard belt, but only in bulk. 80 cryo for 3 batches. That's the mushrooms. Okay. Ooh. We just sell in the event. 150 credit cryo, that's pretty good. Good deal. Ascend a car to the Ice Central Hub. Sure! Whee! And this is where Killer is, right? Okay. Whee! No, it's fine. I don't have to do it yet. The hub. Oh. Weightless Wanderer. Up here, there is no gravity, so even just moving around takes a while to get used to, let alone navigating the bays. Okay, it's one of those stations that generates gravity by spinning, which is, I imagine, most of them. It's not some fucking Star Trek bullshit where you just have gravity. The hub is thronging with spacers from across the surrogate systems. They can be a prickly bunch, but they know the place well. Or access manifests. Stacked bays house a flow of incoming and outgoing ships. The digital manifests will help you get your head around this place. A 3 can be a 4, which is pretty good. Nope, not good enough. And there's the mainframe. The AE1 mainframe is now mostly disused, Havenage having set up their own master controllers. Navigator thinks Killer is hiding here. We can just do this right now. Go get him, Neoman. Navigator. You slot Navigator and the clamps lock. The shipmind is stuck. How are you going to get them out of this thing? Slip into the cloud, as easy as blinking. Navigator is beside you, their sphere casting light into the strange darkness here. This is not how a mainframe should look. A center, a point of connection. The object in front of you is severed, cut off. A rootless, branchless tree, only the trunk remains. Dead. Navigator hisses. And then you see it, like a blade in the dark, an edge slicing through the void. It glides along at a distance and winks out. Then it appears again, elsewhere, gliding once more. Searching. It's looking for us. It's looking for something. What is it? Oh! The moment you make a sound, the edge leaps closer. And you see now it is not an edge, but the ridge of a long, sharp head, like a shark. It glides past, closer now, and you see into the voids where its eyes would be. Should be. You and Navigator exchange looks, both thinking the same thing. It is blind. Killer crosses between you two, smooth as a razor, then disappears. Flickers back in, further away now, and you move close to Navigator to talk. Where to then? Killer's been blinded. We need to be careful. Correct. Protocol is clearly operating outside established limits. It may be unpredictable. You flinch as the silent killer appears closer and glides past you, its empty sockets open wide. You turn to the Navigator and notice something strange. Their orrery of spheres is collapsing. The orbits, usually round and even, are decaying. The spheres are following spiral paths, condensing on a central point. The Navigator is noticing it too. They go to shift their position to better direct the spheres, but they cannot. Whatever is drawing the orrery together is holding them in place. They look at you, suddenly desperate, frantic. Get out! You go to speak, but Killer appears between the two of you, gliding through the gap. Navigator freezes, and you see them framed in the empty socket. You realize now, if Navigator cannot move, then it is only a matter of time before one of Killer's sweeps bring them directly through the Navigator. And time is not a problem for a protocol that has been running for decades. You look desperately around for a solution, for a way to extract Navigator from the mainframe. And you see it. 3 branches, the last 3, thin and spindly, feeding the mainframe a thin diet of power and data. Break these, and the mainframe collapses once and for all, severing the connection, shattering the hardware, whatever it takes. They must be broken. But they're encased in something, a glassy layer of protection. You'll need to unlock access before snapping them from the mainframe for good. You look at Navigator, trying to reassure them without speaking, and then you blink back to reality, an expression of fear and afterimage that slowly fades. You must act quickly. Uh-oh. Okay. Ooh, spin. Whee! I'm lost now. Yep, must act real quick. Prioritize that. Killer is a terrifying blind threat, roaming the hub's dark mainframe, and Neoman is trapped in their domain. Yep, alright. What do I gotta do? I need keys. I don't think I've got any keys. Uh-oh. Let's find some keys. Key. Just that easy. I got a 3. 3 or 5. 3 or 6. I'll use a 3 now. On the 6. So I can ideally keep 6s for other stuff later. Turn hung I've got. I don't know if breaking 1 would speed up the problem or slow it down or have any effect at all. I'll get throw it in there. Can I do 1 for now? But this has to be priority 1. I'll come back tomorrow. End frame, yep. Not doing any of this shit with a 2. This is the early descender car. Yeah. Okay, alright. Let's babysit. Well, first, check. I'm pretty sure I ran out of keys down here. Yeah, I definitely did. Okay, babysit Mina. With the 2. And got energy from that, which is great. Don't have to buy food today. Okay. That's fine. How much do we lose each day? I can't believe I got conned into paying 2 points for this. Oops. That's a dice action. I don't want to spend a dice yet. That's 1 point. No, we want to save up for karma. I remember. I forget. End the day. Get some threes. 2 threes would be great. Fuck! Okay, A3. Any other cycles? Nope. Nothing important. Okay. 3 or 4. I think I want 3 or 5. Shit. Put the 3 on the 5 one. A cloud. A glint like a light traveling along the edge of a wave fills your eyes. And the blade follows. A long head with 2 dead sockets slipping towards you in silence. You freeze, hoping it will pass you by, hoping that it will not simply slice through you like air. Blade head nears, slides past you. Almost. It nicks you, graces you. You are desperate to cry out, to call out. You hold your silence, and simply watch the blind eyes of the killer glide past, empty of all thought. And the blade winks into the dark, and you're alone again. Now you cry out. Ow! Owie! One, two. Go Navigator, I'm working on it. Okay, now I've got 3 2s, which is awful. One of these is going here. I could maybe just put all of them in there as well. Not working the bar. Reasonably safe way of get some credit from Cryo. Yep. Oh, and some energy from Thulzika. Oh, lovely. Okay. How many points do I lose each day? More than I want to. Fuck it. We'll send it. I'm pretty sure I don't lose more than 3. Oh, what if I lose 4 though? No, it would be more even if I lost 4. It's roughly 4 per dice. Okay, I trust this. Oh no, it's 1. Okay, that's easy. That's great. We got our last 3. Anything pressing? That's coming up soon. Uh-oh. Gotta find a way to deal with that. That motherfucker. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Danger, repeatable. Not really that dangerous. Slice the hardware or loop the branches. With access to the branches, you could redirect them to form a loop, isolating the mainframe with killer inside, but freeing Navigator in theory. Versus slice the branch connections, mainframe will shut down, freeing Navigator. Guaranteed. Also, catch a killer needs way more. Why is this one so much more appealing than this? Killer protocol can be isolated without being destroyed. A loop of connections would lock it into a closed system. I guess if I do it this way, I could get it back. I have it be usable again later. And that might come up. 3 points per success. This I can do this right now. Yeah, decide killer's fate. I think we can go this side pretty safely. 3 per great success. 5 is not a guaranteed great success, but it's also no negative. Some cry from that. Okay. One more 5 or 6 tomorrow, hopefully, will guarantee that. Okay, we have a 2. Nina, do I need 1 more? 2 more. I'll get lucky. Nope, can't get lucky on a 2. We're working on this as well. 3 low chance of negative. And I don't really know what a negative is here. Let's go for it. 75% chance to not be bad. It's bad. It's most condition. No, I need condition. As you tear out relay systems, you feel the pressure of this work is putting on your decaying body. This job could kill you. Okay, I'm gonna use the other scrap. And hopefully keep us above 3 dice tomorrow. Getting stressful now. Uh-oh, stubborn to death. Uh-oh. But a 4 will become a 5, should be enough. I think. Chance of being enough. Ah, damn. Branches are brittle, hard to control, but you manage to shift them closer to a loop formation. As you blink into the cloud, you see the last flickers of light from the mainframe. This vast machine once ran the whole station, span it up, directed and processed the flow of energy, water, and data, fed the lives of thousands of people. Now it is finally dead. Navigator is beside you, and you both look out at the perfect ring that encircled you both, woven from the data branches that once fed the mainframe. You see a glint along its edge, and that familiar blade-like head rises to the surface, like the cresting fin of a shark, then slips into the loop once again. All that you can see of Killer's body after that is slight thickening of the loop, and that thickening begins to travel around on a long and slow sojourn that will last it forever. Surprised at you, says Navigator, drifting faintly around you in a lazy orbit, as if to shake off their imprisonment. Killer had been wandering around blind for so long. Did you not think to end them forever? Perhaps they can be saved. You're naive. They're a killer by nature. Look what they did to their own home. Navigator gazed into the darkness. This place was their domain and prison, and they had followed their directives for the many decades they roamed here. They cut the threads of the mainframe, executed its administrator AIs, and then kept slicing. At some point, they cut away their own ability to see, to sense, to taste, to speak, and yet they kept cutting, until only those 3 threads remained, from millions that once thrummed here. Only their blindness and chance kept them from making those final 3 fatal cuts. There is a ceaseless violence in the kind of system that creates beings like this, those that will execute commands endlessly, even to their own destruction. Navigator looks to you for your thoughts. Sentience respected, or I will not continue violence? I'll just imprison them in a loop forever? Oh, fucking they'll suffer for it? No. Sentience should be respected. So be it. Well, would they respect our rights equally? No. That doesn't mean you shouldn't respect theirs. Remove the threat. Let them go on. You watch the data points of the station spin around you, blending with the fixed stars. There is something satisfying about finally wrenching the last threads of control from the center point. It was little more than a ghost by the time you reached it, but this place deserves to be haunted by better ideas than a totalizing system of control. Navigator floats beside you. It is free now. The station no longer presents a hazard for illegal entities like me. They turn to you, their face a cloud of shimmering light. In fact, in time, perhaps it can be a refuge. A refuge. That sounds like something of value, something worth building. A dark shape passes across your vision, a distant curve of something like smoke or oil, a fluid shifting tank of total darkness. The Greenway, says Navigator, following a line of sight. It was cut off at the moment of the collapse, so hunter or killer could never reach it. Now it is closed off to us, separated from the cloud. What system's over there? It may be totally dark, or perhaps some other old protocols are isolated there. Navigator turns to you. And we have now seen what decades of isolation can do to a protocol. We can extract an access cipher. They pause and then blink out of existence. You freeze, shocked. But a moment later, they reappear with a glowing polygon of data. Here, the cipher you need. You take it, still shocked. I am not used to being free. To being able to move and explore and extract without fear, without limits. Navigator does a little twirl. This will take some getting used to. Thank you for this gift. They whirl their spheres around you. The entities of this station will always be friends to you, Sleeper. Thank you. It is true that mutual need is required for friendship. But I must admit, I had not considered the value of offering assistance without personal gain. I will think on that. Navigator looks around you rapidly, suddenly eager to test their newfound freedom. But first I will explore. Perhaps there are still intelligences that hid themselves as I did, encased in simple systems, cut off. I'd like to free them. And with that, they drift away, flickering, glowing, then shifting so rapidly you lose sight of them among the glittering rim of the eye. You feel a pang of jealousy. Free, without a body to weigh you down, or fear to limit you. How must it feel? Your eyes fall on the Greenway, and its secrets. But perhaps that can wait until after you have celebrated this victory. Yay! Okay. 2 points into rerolls. Let's go eat. Although first, 1 point away on this, 2 points away on this. Or there's a chance? Nah. Oh, that's getting real soon. That's gonna be a problem. Oh, hey, hang on. No, I do have to work with Rabia because to get into the Tambor thing. And this could get me energy, so I'm going to do this. Yay. 1 point of insider. I didn't consider that the tracker's still active and dipshit can just find me wherever he wants. Got a 1, huh? Hack something? Yep. Oh, I could have rerolled it. Oops. Maybe it was something juicy. I didn't consider that I'd be able to reroll them as soon as I bought the perk. Just thought I'd have to wait for tomorrow for some reason. Yeah, visit my scrap. I've got a stabilizer. I'll use it when I'm getting down to almost 2. Means a couple of days of working with 3s, but now I've got a reroll, so it's kind of like working with more. No 3s. Oh dear. Okay, what are my primary goals? Greenway costs money, which I technically have. And just afford it right now. It's expensive. But it helps me with Amphis. I could spend one of these on a Mina watching, I think. Okay, that's the biggest problem. That's a huge problem. Do I want to reroll on 3s? Theoretically, rerolls would improve 3s. Obviously not just going to get all better across the board, but the average on a dice is going to be higher. Mina watched this acid? What the fuck did I say to cause that sentence? Huh? Watch Mina. Babysit Mina. Acid? Amino acid? What? Yep. Mina loves playing with acid. It's her favorite. Yeah, okay, alright. Danger. I don't want to be running 3s into a danger. Is there anything actually here? Oh, yes. Sell Garagandara. Sell shipmine bots. Nope. You guys back. Oh, that's Ever. Okay. We'll never come back then. They're on the way back. That's happening tomorrow. That's terrifying. Threes are not different to 4s. We're on now. Hey, okay, great. 5s are much easier to use. I don't have a plus in this. 5s can still fail there. Shouldn't have eaten, should have just done yada yada stuff. Oops. Okay. 1s here. Get energy from that too? Hell yeah. And let's keep working on the side wheel. Get some more money.
167. I'm gonna open up the gap. I'm kind of worried about what idiot's gonna come and attack me with. I bet he's gonna try and steal all my money. Heavily tattooed spacer takes your chits and tells you to prepare. She'll be waiting at the edge for your arrival. Oh, you know what'd be interesting? If I just fucking leave and Ethan can't get me. Let's find out. What happens if I do this? Cross to the Greenway. As you step out into the passageway, someone barrels into you from behind, sending you stumbling down the corridor. Oh shit! Ash! You turn to see an unfamiliar spacer, laden with heavy gear. She steadies herself, staring down at you as if daring you to respond. What the fuck, Ash? She squints at you, shaking her head, before setting off down the corridor. Oh shit! What's up, Peak? Greenway's got some characters in it. I'm sorry for her. A second spacer smiles at you apologetically. She's on a mission, and when she's on a mission, they shrug. Tell her to be careful. They laugh. Does she look like someone who can be told? Peek! Ash stands further down the corridor, glowering at her friend. She chops at the air, pointing down the corridor to whatever end she is rushing to. Peek raises their eyebrows at you. Ash, please. Do you want everyone in the station to hate us? Ash hardens. They want to hate us. They can hate us. She drops her hip. I'm not exactly seeing much love as it is. We're lucky we got through before they set up that damn cordon. What cordon? Yeah, Bob, you see it. Peek gestures in your direction. See, they don't even know what you're talking about. The station isn't Hawthorne. Not everyone has to follow some corporate protocol. Ash sighs. I'm not saying they're part of the administration. She jerks her head in your direction. But I am saying we need to get the supplies to the Briar before someone starts asking questions. I'm gonna ask some questions. What's the Briar? It's our ship, Peek explains. Peek, what are you doing? Peek ignores her. We're with the refugees, the ones Havenage have cordoned off from entering the station. She interrupts. The ones that are being quarantined in makeshift vessels that barely made it to the Eye to begin with. The ones that your station administrators have called an existential risk and are running out of supplies while their right to safety is being debated by people with no stake in their future. She quickly looks away, annoyed at her own outburst. Peek sighs. She's right. People are trapped out there and... I turn to Ash. We understand that this is a big problem for the Eye. Hundreds of refugees and more ships turning up each cycle. They hold up a hand to stop Ash interrupting. But... Ash turns away, her burning anger a palpable force in the close quarters of the corridor. They need supplies, and after everything they've been through, the quarantine isn't helping. Bummer, dude. Peek forces a smile. Peek, please. Ash gathers herself and the supplies. Ash, we need help. Just like the refugees needed us, we need others too. They smile at her. Peek turns to you. Come find us. The climbing Briar is Dr. Broken spoke. Past the Greenway in the wastes. We have a good view of the cordon, though we are keeping our distance for now. Come help us. They squeeze your hand. Ash turns to leave, and Peek follows, waving goodbye. A moment later, Ash shouts back down the corridor. Don't bother coming empty-handed. You want to help? Show us. Bring supplies or don't come at all. And with that, they disappear around the corner. Ash already picking up speed as Peek calls for her to slow down. A refugee flotilla? Where are they coming from? And why now? Each time you think you begin to understand this place, something changes. New drive. I'm in the Greenway. No, I'm not. I'm up the gate. It's further up somewhere. Whoa. Whoa, so far. Flotilla raid. Ash and Peek need help gathering supplies for the refugee flotilla quarantined past the wastes. Will you help them? Bring mushrooms. So many mushrooms. Everyone wants mushrooms. Okay. That gets me back. Greenway, Ogre, and Biosphere. Going green. Map the pathways. Both have repeatable actions. Intuit and Endure. Rather than simply thrash through the undergrowth, you might sketch a map of the overgrown jungle. Try to better navigate its hazards. +2 going green, or +3 going green. The simplest way to explore the Greenway is simply to pick a path and set off into its twisting chambers and passages. This carries obvious risks. And exploring the Greenway is unlike any other place in the Eye. Its overgrown chambers defy mapping. Probably don't want to try mapping it then. Okay. If I don't have Stabilizer, I'm going to be running with 2 dice tomorrow. That's not many dice. Haifa Commune. Get in good with Haifa. I work in the canteen or the grow beds. Very safe. That is somewhere I can throw some shit dice if I need to. And the wastes are further up. This is locked for some reason. You need to have a +1 in Endure to be able to do that, I think. Out here at the edge of the habitable parts of the Eye, everything is scrap. The trick is finding components that are still usable and staying safe. Way of getting scrap components. Probably not something I'm going to be doing anytime soon. There's the climbing briar. Yep, give him some mushrooms. Welcome to episode Flux. Episode Flux is the first of 3 episodic updates to Citizen Sleeper, telling the story of the refugee flotilla which has arrived at the Eye. Flux, Refuge, and Purge are now available. Completing the Supply Girol's action will begin the episode, but be aware that it is intended for late game play. Okay. Cool new characters. We'll get to right at the end, maybe. I don't know what late game play means. How far in am I? How long is this game? I have no idea. There doesn't seem to yet be an explore further out that way of the ring option. I think that's because this might be the entirety of the ring. I could go up to the center and spin around and have a look. And I'm out of dice, so I may as well. Okay, yeah, some Greenway stuff. Explore the Greenway, gotta find some mushrooms. Not for them, because that's late game, but I gotta bring mushrooms back to Emphas. And also they sell pretty good, apparently. Yeah. 3 going green over here, but it's dangerous. If I get a 6, I can throw it in there. But that probably doesn't help. We'll see how it goes. We'll think about it. Good options. I do still have to go back to this side and go to bed over here and get fucked on by this idiot. Which is going to be a problem. Maybe I think I will take the Stabilizer tonight. Just so I've got a full range. Although, dice don't typically tend to help during an event. So maybe not. I also don't want him to steal anything, to take anything away from me. Yeah. Yeah, do it now. Also looks at the rerolls. Alright. 6, 5, 3 to 2. There he is. Hey, fuck you, Ethan. You miss me? Ethan smiles a ragged smile at you. No. You look at him. He is paler than usual. Hunched. He is sporting a black eye and more than a few cycles of beard growth. That's no way to greet an old friend. Fuck off, Ethan. Ethan's face drops, along with all pretense of friendliness. I think you'll want to hear this, Sleeper. I think you'll really want to hear this. What? This is big, really big stuff. About you. Seems more jittery than usual. On edge. Remember how SNR cancelled the contract on you? The contract I was going to collect? I remember. Did they re-up it? Are you kidding, dude? Well, I'm guessing you were pretty happy about that shit. Overjoyed. Me, I lost everything. But let's not worry about that. He smiles sarcastically. And so what did you think? That was it? Yeah, I was glad to be done with you. Oh, well, the feeling was mutual. Except... Ethan leaves a dramatic pause. What if old S&R gave the bounty to someone else? Someone who is even more of a shithead than yours, truly. He smiles darkly. What a disaster that would be. Oh. That's the question, isn't it? Ethan fishes around in his pocket for a slip of paper. I've been speaking to some friends, you see, some colleagues, about what went down, and it turns out S&R cancelled all their bounty contracts. The whole lot. It seems they've brought someone in-house. Some guy who did so well on their last contract that they got offered a job. He leans in. Apparently he made a hit on this ship called the Winter Wonderland or something. That's the one that we broke apart. That we worked on. He was smuggling sleepers out from under S&R's big corporate nose. He killed the crew and blew the ship. They called him Hemwick or Maywick or something. He looks up. He gives up looking for the paper. I forget. Obviously it means the Winterlight. I'm not going to tell him shit. Why are you telling me this? Because I'm your friend, Ethan says, looking you in the eye. And friends help each other out. Ethan runs his hands through his greasy hair. Given this new information I've brought to light, it seems like you are in need of protection. Uh-huh. I, meanwhile, am in need of assistance in kind. It turns out I upset some people at the compressor the last time we were there. The owners. And they say they'll space me unless I work off the debt. Go get to work then. Seems they're that kind of businessman. I would pay them, but... He shrugs and turns his jacket pockets inside out in a mime of poverty. He looks pitiful, even more so for his clownish acting. Go fucking get to work then. You should be glad, the anger rising in him now, that I came here and told you this. You think anyone's looking out for you? You're a contract, a name on a list. He kicks the wall. Ethan rubs his temples. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm sorry for being a shit and trying to kill you and whacking that thick skull of yours. He sighs. You think I want to go against this guy? But us? He jabbed a finger between the two of you. We don't have a choice. So you keep me from getting killed, and I'll do the same for you. Get fucked! We can help each other. Straight 50-50 deal. He looks at you. I'm not asking for a favor. I'll think about it. I'm at the compressor, every cycle. Working. Just think about Maywick. Think about that cold-eyed S&R shit on his way here from the core systems. That could give you the motivation you need. Ethan swags off down the corridor, throwing his jacket over his shoulder. Can't wait to be working with you, he shouts. Gain Ethan's protection? No! Compressor, what is... I have to work instead of him. Work the front, work the back. Points in Ethan's debt, and it's dangerous. Get fucked, Ethan! Then perish! Okay, we've got some good dice. This is going to be the last day of the stream. The last cycle, and then it's Bayonetta time. How are we gonna go here? What are we gonna do? We can go do some Greenway stuff, which would work on Emphas. Just Emphas, really, for the mushrooms. Emph, Lem, we're thinking about putting points in the Lem. Well, actually. Yeah, I only did one, so hold off on that. Okay, disabling the tracker would be great. For Fang, I need to get to the tambour, which means I need to get in with Yadigan. This side gives me energy. This side gets scrap. I'll take some scrap. Only 1 point each time. And we got some energy. And then reroll. Oh, that's nice. Okay. This can wait. You know what? Maybe just keep doing more Yataghan. But I also need money. I've put this much into it, but do I even want to get a point on the side reel? Maybe this place isn't so bad. Just some cool stuff here. Although it is my last known location, SNR knows I've been here for a long time. It'll be hard to escape them, other than by leaving. Okay, put the rest into do that again. Maybe already full. Maybe the rest. Full can go. No, let's go. Okay, first of all, send car, send the hub. That's the Greenway. That's all that up to the shipyard. Greenway, wastes. That's their ship. That's the edge of that area. Then it's just broken. Okay, yeah, this is the entire map. First section, Greenway section. That's it. What's up here again? Maybe I should be doing this. Only got a 4. We have 5 here. Or a 4 there, which has a chance of a negative. I thought over here. Ah, only 1? Come on. Full bars. Big money. End the cycle. End the stream. Oh, yep, Mavics on their way. I need to do one of these 3 things before they get here in a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About a month. Almost-ish 30 cycles. Disable tracker is current priority. Hopefully I'll remember that next time. See how we go. Oh! All those yellows. That's good dice. Okay. That's gonna be it for this section of today's stream. I'm gonna have a quick stretch break. Drink some water. See you soon for Bayonetta. BRB.